We've had some questions about the stove that we picked up for the kitchen and why we didn't get a large gas range. Well, I don't know if you've looked up what the budget for one of those would be, but it would be several $1,000s for us to buy a gas range stove, which was not in the budget for the kitchen. Not to mention we don't have the gas hookups here, which would add additional costs to the budget. And really, we don't need to add any additional utilities to where we're living here in Nova Scotia than we really need to. Our electricity is already enough, so there really isn't any point in having something else hooked up just to be able to run a stove.
Yeah, and I don't think all our viewers really understand how rural we are.
Yeah, we're really rural. Like, we have a well, we don't have municipal water. Our only other utility for the house is our electricity, and even then, we really try to conserve as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So to add gas just to have the range for the stove would kind of, as we would say, like, be nonsensical at this point. And so we picked a really on-budget white generic stove. And I agree with our YouTube comments. We've had a few people suggest that this is a really boring stove and that at some point I might want to upgrade. And maybe, we don't know, but right now this is what is on budget. But I do agree with the comments that it's kind of plain and kind of generic. But it's nothing a little gold spray paint can't fix. So I really do want to give this a little bit more of a custom look since we're working so hard on creating a lot of custom things here in the kitchen. And you know that I love gold. And because I don't love stainless steel appliances, we definitely went with the white option as opposed to a generic silver stove. So what I want to do is take the advice of some of our YouTube family members and add gold to the knobs, which easily come off. They just pop off. My thought is, if I ever change my mind, I already looked, you can buy replacements for these for about $9 online, or I could just spray them white again. And then we obviously have the handle here, which I usually like to have a type of tea towel or something. I'm going to take off the handle in the front here, just 2 bolts on the back here with a washer. Pretty sure that's what that was.
That's the handle and the front.
And the front.
Okay, I'm coming. Maybe.
I think it's okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it for extra security. I was gonna use painter's tape, and then I thought the temperature of the stove, it might actually come loose while we go outside, and I don't want to hear a smash from outside. We're secure. So I'm gonna use my metallic spray paint that you've seen me use for lots of projects. It's the same color as the hardware that we're putting on the actual kitchen cabinets. And I think it will be really cute to just add a little bit of the gold to make this look a little less generic, a little more unique.
Oh, that's gonna help. The struggle's real.
We need a windshield. It's so windy. I was all excited because it was sunny today. I'm like, I can spray paint today. But the weather keeps changing. That's better. Thank you, trees.
The sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. For better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails.
Where did my son go?
I think either at school.
I knew you were going to say that. Mr. Golden Son.
That looks great.
This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore.
So I was going to try to use a white paint pen to be able to make the little notch that's at the top that shows you which direction that you've turned your knob, because they were red, but I don't really want them to be red anyways. I'd rather them white on the gold. So I'm going to use a really fine paintbrush because I couldn't get the paint to come out not too watery on the paint pen. So we're going to go with the old school regular paint. And I can see where it's slightly raised where the line was. So I'm going to just paint over top. No pressure doing it on camera. It's gonna, I do one more little spot. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I wanted to ask our YouTube family. So many people in our YouTube family have commented that I need to make something special, like a little plaque or a little emblem of some kind that can go inside the cabinets to show that we handmade the kitchen and like the year that we made it, things like that. So I need your ideas. So leave a comment down below. What is a unique way that I can do that? I'm thinking of putting it in underneath the sink cupboard so that I actually can see it maybe when we open up the cupboard, maybe just like inside somewhere. But if anyone has any ideas on a cute phrase I can do or just really what it should say, help me out, okay? I've been stewing on the idea, but I haven't finished the total idea yet. Something was really cute. One of our YouTube family members said that, I'm not doing this, but if I ever had a cabinet making company, it should be called Cabinets by Candlelight, because we were building our kitchen by candlelight when the power kept going out. Just you guys come up with the cutest ideas, and so I thought I want to do something really special to make some type of plaque or emblem that goes inside the cabinet to show that we made it. So help me out.
It looks so good.
Cute.
I love it. Like, I think it looks great. It's not too much.
No, just added a little something. And when there's a tea towel or something hanging there, then it's not going to be so gold, right?
Yeah, it just matches.
What I'm working on right now is adding some drawers to the bottom here. I originally thought that I was going to have a deeper drawer at the front and then a large one at the bottom here that could be an actual drawer for 2 garbage pails. But then I realized that these were kind of small for that and that 2 bins side by side weren't really going to be that ideal. So I took this bottom part apart and now I'm making 3 equal sized drawers.
I don't think that I'm being that selfish right now. You said yourself you'd be breaking every vow. I can understand you're tired of this town, and I'm not saying that we have to settle down now. Just remember this: we could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there, made us realize we're more than just stardust.
3 of the actual drawer shapes in. Now I need to put the bottoms on and then make the face frames.
And I'll be out there looking for someone like you. Stardust, stardust. I'm the lazy one, so I guess I should have known. You said yourself you wanna do this alone. What if your dreams are making it hard to think straight? If you still love me, I can wait, I can wait. And remember this: we could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there, made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you.
So we still have another few coats that we need to paint on the white here on the inside of what we're building here for the pantry. But we want to get started on the doors so that we can be prepping some of the paint all at the same time and working on the hinges and stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm doing 2 smaller doors at the top, since no one's really going to want to open like a really tall, almost 8-foot tall door every time.
Right.
So we're going to divide it into, that's why I did the framework on the front here and then the shelving on the inside's inset. So we're going to do 2 smaller doors at the top here, and then we're going to do 2 big doors at the bottom here that will open. This is going to be for storage for things like that you would table set with, not necessarily dishes, but serving dishes, platters, like stuff like that, just vintage stuff that will go in here. And then I don't know what we'll hide in the upper cupboard that we won't get to all the time. And then this is where we're going to have our actual everyday dishes so that the kids and us can just quick grab plates, cups, glasses, whatever. And then we have storage in here So you can put things like utensils and other stuff the kids like to help set the table. So it's just an accessible way when our table is going to be right there to do that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I switched this out from an accessible garbage fill because we were able to find 2 better bins to be able to do a larger spot over in the island, which a lot of you suggested I probably need a bigger spot than this. So yeah, I'm glad that I switched this into 3 equal drawers.
I like the drawers.
I really love the drawers on the other side, so an excuse to make a few more drawers in here. Okay, so we need to divide the width of this cabinet here by 2 to make 2 equal sized doors. And when I did the doors on the other cabinets, I left 1/4 inch give room on both sides.
When you're lost and no one's there, and you wonder who even cares. Oh, come back to your breath, don't drift away from me. I will come down to remind you of before.
So I started this floor to ceiling cabinets that would house our dishes in the kitchen here. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, you guys saw that this has been kind of a process as we've been taking several different days to kind of work on this actual project on the tall part. The idea of this was to create some height in the kitchen because the island and the counter and everything that's on the other side of the kitchen is all waist height. And so nothing in here was going to be tall to give it that elevation and sort of like that height dimension in the room, because I figured our dining room table is going to be the same height as the island almost, and then the same height underneath on the actual stove side. So I was like, we need something tall in here, and the more storage the better. So I thought floor to ceiling would be great here. I love the idea of open shelving. We had open shelving at the old house for some dishes, and so I wanted to do that again, but in a neat way. So I kind of made a little bit of a countertop hat, they call them online, that would sit on top here and be attached to just this little spot that we can use as a little nook here with the drawers. This will have the nice long gold handles on it like we did on the drawer systems on the other side of the kitchen. We still need to do our sanding and prep, but we've got the bottoms in all of the drawers. The drawers are really nice, small size, but they're still deep enough to house lots of storage. And what I want to do now is get everything sanded and ready for paint. So that's exciting. You can see I have some things taped off here, just the first prime coats on. And then this was a huge project to tackle, to do a sort of this hidden storage that would still look stylish with the big gold knobs on the bottom here and then the smaller ones at the top. So I didn't want to do 2 large doors. I thought that's a really tall cabinet to open every time. So we did sort of just some Elysia height cabinet doors on this side that we can put some hidden kitchen storage in. And then just have this maybe not used every day cupboard at the top to house something else. I probably will put some type of dividers or little shelving in there after, but I wanted to get the main structure of this completed so that we could get the handles and everything on. So, another 24 hours of working on this cabinet. So we're ready for sanding and paint. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. Our goal is, fingers crossed, this main room completely built cabinets ready so we can cook and eat Easter dinner here on Sunday. Like no sawdust, no more building, and then only having to do our wood stove and the backsplash tile. That would be absolutely ideal, and that is our goal that we're working on. So stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. We're going to be finishing the backside of our kitchen island. I love you guys. Thank you for cheering me on, and we'll see you tomorrow.